Okay, we're going to start with our post-race press conferences here at Martinsville Speedway. We're pleased to be joined by our third-place finisher driver, the number 31 AT&T Mobility Chevrolet. He's now our new points leader. That's Jeff Burton. Jeff battled the weather out there a little bit. Battling Martinsville track's always tough. You come in now as a points leader, though. Your thoughts?
Well, real happy to get out of here with a third. We certainly wanted to win. But, I didn't give us much of a chance to finish third yesterday. Our car wasn't very good in practice, and Scott and everybody just worked real hard and made it way better. And real proud of the effort today. The 11 came up pretty hard, and he got by me. And once he got by me, I started, my car started to come back to me a little bit, which is what our car would do all day. And then I actually started running him down some. But every time I get in lap traffic, I would really struggle with rear grip. I'd really struggle to get the pedal laid down, and so I couldn't be aggressive with the car, and that hurt me around lap traffic. And then we had, I thought, some pretty inconsiderate drivers that mainly, I shouldn't say drivers, one driver that I thought was real inconsiderate, and I don't think I could have done anything with Denny, but I had started to kind of run him back down, and with the double zeros, he can do it the easy way or the hard way. He's going to learn manners one way or another, and I would like to think he could learn it the easy way.
Thank you, Jeff. We're also pleased to be joined by our runner-up in today's race, and that's Jeff Gordon, driver of the number 24 DuPont Chevrolet. He's now 9th in our point standings. Jeff, you battled a lot of things out there today, the weather, each other. Your thoughts about outcome of the race and your performance?
Well, I was trying to figure out why my car had no grip out there the last several laps, and then I got out of the car and I understood why, man. We're racing in the rain. I knew it was spitting on the windshield, but I had no idea just how bad it was. Our car was unbelievable the first half of the race, and we played some pit strategy that I really felt like was the right call. We took 4 tires as soon as we could make it on fuel, but the car just never took off. I just was really spinning the tires that whole last run. And could never make any moves. And it looked like finally the old tires on Jeff and Carl and Denny started. Denny, took 2. That really seemed to be the good call. But, we started making some gains on those guys and finally got up to second place. So a pretty good day for us, all things considered. We could have been a lot worse. At one point we got in that wreck and went all the way to the back. It was pretty interesting from that point on.
All right, we'll take questions. We'll start downstairs for either Jeff Gordon or Jeff Burton. Raise your hand, state your name, affiliation. We'll take 2 or 3 down here and then go upstairs. Go ahead.
Jeff, Chris Whitley, WSLS in Roanoke. Noticed before the race you were stretching quite a bit. I mean, physically, how was it to race in this cold weather?
Oh, this is great for us. I'm sure it's miserable for the fans, but for us, this is one of the easiest Martinsville races that I've had in a long time. I think this is one of the most physical races we go to, and today was pretty not easy, but easy compared to what Martinsville normally is. I'm just stretching because I'm old. The older you get, the more you got to stretch.
I hear you, man.
Go ahead.
For Jeff Gordon, Tom Jensen from SpeedTV.com. Do you think people will finally shut up about Hendrick after today? You have 4
they're
cars
done.
in the top
Man,
7.
they're done, I tell you.
I guess not. We didn't win, so I guess that. Well, if any track, is a good one for us, this certainly is one of them. And, it's pretty awesome to have all the cars up there running that good. I never really paid attention to a whole lot of that stuff anyway because I felt like our team is good and our cars are good. And, we're going to run good at some tracks, better at some than others. We had some problems that put us behind in the points. I think somebody told us we're in the top 10 now, so that's good. We're moving the right direction, and we got a great result out of Martinsville, which we were hoping for. Now we can take this momentum and move on.
We'll go upstairs now to the press box for questions for either Jeff Gordon or Jeff Burton. Go ahead, state your name, who you're with, please.
Monty Dutton, Gaston Gazette. This is for either one of you or both of you. Now, I guarantee you that I'm going to get mail and comments from fans and from readers over the fact that near the end of the race there were 2 lap cars that impeded the progress seemingly irrationally of trying to catch up with a driver who is in the same brand they are. Do you think that is plausible, that McDowell and then Kyle Busch had in mind who the leader was and what he drove?
I thought Kyle got out of the way. I thought Kyle actually hung a left on the front straightaway and moved out of the way. He never impeded me, and I was second most of the time, so I never felt like Kyle impeded me. The 0-0 did. Why he did that, that you got to ask him that. I can't.
Yeah, but he
that.
did it all day long from lap 1 to lap 500. I mean,
he's consistent.
Yeah, he's consistent with it. I think it's just that's going to be a rookie. Trying to learn patience and understand. When and who you race. That hard. I mean, you got to race for position, but when guys are racing for the lead, I mean that's kind of crazy, especially on the restarts.
Yeah, no one expects anybody just to move out of the way, all day long. But there is a time when you do move out of the way, and there is a time that it's okay to move out of the way. And he didn't do that.
Go ahead. We'll stay upstairs.
Tony Bullock, 40 News Wire Service. For Jeff Gordon. Jeff, could you just talk a little bit about what a difference a year makes? Last year you finished second. You beat your teammate's bumper off, and you're extremely frustrated. And after the work you had to do this year, you're very pleased with finishing second.
Well, yeah, I mean, every circumstance is different when you feel like you've got the car to win the race, and you run down the leader and you get inside of them, and you don't pull it off. You're frustrated that you didn't get it done. And plus, you got to kind of race your teammate a little bit different. If it had been somebody else, I might have had to lean on him a little bit harder. But I would have leaned on Jeff a little bit harder. I would have raced you the same way you always race me, which is hard and clean. But no, I think that this year, with all with the different circumstances of going all the way back to 30th, and coming back up through there, you got to be pretty pleased to come home second after a day like that. So everything's relative to performance and what you have out there. I know we had a great car today, but second half of the race, we knew it was going to come down to pit strategy, whether we could get it done or not. I am a little frustrated, but I'm just frustrated that that last set of tires, for whatever reason, the adjustments we made or whatever, it just didn't really work out for us.
Another question upstairs. Go ahead.
Dustin Long, Landmark Newspapers. Jeff, a couple things. You mentioned you thought Denny got 2 tires on that last stop. He said at Victory Lane that he did not take tires. One, does that surprise you that he was able to go that long on an old set of tires? And 2, for both of you guys, Denny and Jimmy just seemed to, at various points today, come up through the pack. So really, was track position that big of a deal because everybody was able to come up through some early issues?
But yeah, it's my mistake. I thought he took 2 tires, but the fact that he didn't take any tires is even more impressive. Because he was really able to go up there and pass cars. So I honestly question new tires. I don't know, for whatever reason, our new tires were not, they had no grip. So I'm not sure what was going on there, but something to think about and look at in the future. But track position was important. But Denny drove up through there and passed those guys, and especially if he had old tires on, shows that they had a good car, good strategy, and deserved to win the race.
Question. Go ahead.
Aaron McFarling with the Roanoke Times. Jeff Gordon, I heard you salute the fans out there for sticking it out. When you stepped out of the car today, I mean, can you recall a race where the conditions were as cold and maybe as unpleasant as they must have been for the people who did stick it out?
Well, I've seen worse conditions, but I've never seen worse conditions that we actually were running green flag laps. When you get out of the car and you feel how cold it is and steam's rolling off your body and it's visibly raining, almost like sleet. And you look up in the grandstands, and those folks stuck around. I'm just glad they got to see a good race. I thought it was a really good Martinsville race. There's a lot of different passes and action and lead changes, and that's why those folks stuck around. So pretty cool that they did, and shows what kind of loyal fan base we have